Hello, Elizabeth. This is Jim Delapine here, and I am doing this video especially for you because it seems like I need to show you what I mean as opposed to telling you. Okay, words just would not suffice. So what you've shown here, what you've presented here in 6.1 is it looks like it's not a vector image. It looks like it's an image. Okay, because I can see the poor quality here. It's all these rough edges here, these rasterized uh, JPEG artifact images. It's not clear. So I don't know what you did, but this is not a vector image. That's is a PDF. Okay, I don't know how it was done, but in any event, I want to show you how you can create what you have here. Okay, in simplified form. So what I have here is I went to Google and typed in paw print symbols. Okay, and I found some symbols here. You want to stay definitely away from claws. That represents danger. This is actually, see, this is where your research comes in. If you did a search for that, you might have seen this heart here, which is a nice idea that I've seen no one use, well, minimally. But this is a nice idea that you could emulate. So you have all these samples here, okay? So I'm going to choose this one right here because it's simple. So I'm going to click on it. Whoops, it's not working. So let me just go here. So what I'm simply going to do is right click then and copy this image. So I'm going to copy this image. And this is kind of like what we did with the pictogram, okay? And then in Illustrator, I'm going to create a new document, okay? And that will be, this is print size, so that's 8.5 by 11 essentially. All right, so I have to update my Illustrator here. So now I'm just going to paste that image in here. So Control V, okay? We'll paste that image. Now, this is not a vector image, okay? This is an image I got from the web, pasted it in, and it's not scalable without losing quality. So, for example, if I created a box here, a shape, all right? Notice every time you create a shape in Illustrator, it covers over the previous shape. So I'll fill that with a color by double-clicking on the fill color and just selecting any random color. Okay, so I have that color. Now, so this is in front of that paw print. Now I'm going to go to Object, Arrange, and Send to Back. So you can see here now that that image here of the paw print has a white background. So you don't want that. That's how I can tell. That's one of the ways I can tell that it's a web image and it was not created. But what you can do is kind of cheat a little bit here. So if I go into, let me see, first of all, I'll delete that. If I go into outline mode, so view outline, so that gives me the skeleton version of this, I see that there's nothing here. All right, it's just a box that represents that image. All right, so going back to view preview. So this has to be vector. Right now it's not. It means that if I scale this up, it will lose quality. Okay, it's a rasterized image. Okay, it has to be vector based on, they call it mathematical algorithms. So you can see all these little stair stepping in here, all that. As I scale this up, these will get larger and the quality decreases. So what we can do is this, we can cheat. So I'm going to select this by clicking on it and go to Object, Image Trace, Make and Expand. Okay, bam. Notice all of a sudden how smooth everything got. All right, it's different now. Now if I go to View, Outline, you can see the outline versions here. Okay, so there's a few things you have to do to this to be able to edit this. So first of all, what we're going to do is, with it selected, okay, I'm going to go to Object Ungroup because everything's grouped together. Okay, so it's ungrouped. So now let me go back to View Outline, Preview rather. Okay, so now there's a shape, a separate shape here. So I can delete that. So let me go back to Preview, to Outline rather. So Control Y. So if I select this outer shape and hit delete, that goes away. All right, and we're left with what we want, except down here. Okay, so I'm going to select this part and delete that. All right, so now Control Y. So now we have a vector image that is smooth. You can scale this up 1000% without loss of quality. And that's why, and this essentially is an Illustrator image now. You can select part of this. See these anchor points here? You can reshape them. Okay, so you can reshape your whole image. Now, I don't really like this part, so, and well, you had a circle. Okay, so you had well, an oval. All right, I think this will work better with the circle, so I'm going to suggest that. So all you need to do is create a circle. So I'll go to the ellipse tool, and we're going to create a circle around that shape. So we're going to click and drag, hold down the shift key as I'm dragging to create a perfect circle. Okay, bam, and let go with my cursor first, and then let go of the shift key. All right, I'm going to take this shape here, and I'll drag this to the side and put that circle up here in its place. All right, could be a little larger, so I'll go to the corner bounding box, click and drag, and as I'm dragging, actually I can create an oval out of this if I want. All right, if I held down the shift key, it would convert it to a circle, but I'll leave it as an oval because I like that now. All right, so it's something like that. Okay, so now we'll click this and delete that. So now what you want to do is create a cross that's in the middle of that is centered. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to group this together so it's one object. In other words, if it wasn't grouped, I can move them individually. Let me undo that. So I'm going to select everything, go to Object Group. So now it's all one object, one grouping. Okay, so let's create a cross. So I will go to the rectangle tool, and I will click and drag down to create a vertical rectangle. Okay, now what I'll do is I will well, I'm going to copy, and there's a few ways to do this. I could show you a trickier way. It's just not as simple, but I'll copy this and then I'll paste it. Okay, so now I have another shape here. Okay, all right, so now what I will do is, so this is the duplicate. So now what I'll do is I'll rotate this. As I'm rotating, once I get up around here, I'm going to hold down the shift key. That will lock it in. Okay, and then let go of the cursor first. Okay, and then I have that. Now what I'll do is I'm going to align this. So you don't want to visually do it because you may be off, but you can mathematically do it using the tools. So I'll select, let's see, I'll just drag this over here just to show you. I'll select both, go to Window, Align. All right, and in the Align panel, I'm going to click on this to center it vertically, and this will center it horizontally. All right, so they're perfectly in line. All right. Now what I'll do is take. I'm going to group this. So Object, Group. Okay. Then I'll take this, drag this over here, and fill it with white. So I can click on the default fill and stroke and remove the stroke. Notice how you have the line in there? This is the stroke or an outline. So that's what I talked about with your text. So if I select that and hit none, whoops, first it has to be selected, and then hit none. Okay, so now it's, there you go. All right, so now I want to align this by going to Window, Align, and I'm going to align it this way. If I did this, it would align it mathematically up and down. I don't want that. I just want it left to right. Okay? So we have that. Now with the text, what I meant by the stroke or outline was this. So I have, let's see, white fill, black stroke. Okay, that's the default here. So now if I start typing, okay, pause, and let's say first I want to scale this up. All right. All right. So this has a black fill with a white stroke. All right. And if I place it on top of this, oh no, sorry. Yeah, text by default gives it no stroke. But let's see. How you have it is this. You can't see, but I know that from your other file, this has a stroke, I believe. It's very hard to see here, okay? So, but what I mean by that is, like, for example, I'll give this a white stroke. Okay, so this is black text with a white stroke. You don't want to do that, okay? What you had, and you had like a tan. So, I don't know, a tan color. Okay, so that's a tan fill with a white stroke. So when you give it a stroke, it kind of closes in on itself, see? So I'll get thicker and thicker, and it can get to that point. So you don't want to, so anytime you apply a stroke to a font, it kind of closes in on itself. So if I gave it a 2-point stroke, it would go 1 point in and 1 point out. So you don't want to give any text that is readable, unless it's a design, you don't want to give it any stroke. So just select none with this forward, okay? So there you go. So I would suggest Pause and Close be one straightforward font, and Holistic Animal Clinic maybe being a script or reverse, okay? So I hope that helped, and I'm going to end it here, all right? And good job hanging in there. All right, take care, Elizabeth. I hope that helped. Okay, bye.